Welcome to the BuildHERS Club podcast. We're here to bring you real conversations and fresh insights from a woman's perspective in the construction industry.
Each episode will sit down with incredible guests, female builders, designers, business owners, and industry leaders to talk about the challenges, successes, and experiences that shape our careers.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out or simply curious about the industry, this is your space to learn, be inspired, and connect with a community of strong, trailblazing women. Welcome back to the BuildHERS podcast, where we have real conversations with women building not just structures, but lives, communities, and legacies. I'm Teresa.
And I'm Xanica. And today's episode is a very powerful one. We're honored to sit down with someone whose story reflects both resilience and heart. And I am so excited you're here.
Joining us today is Candi Tebbs. She's a professional in the construction industry, part of the team at SWP Custom Homes, and a woman whose journey includes both incredible strength and deep personal loss.
Candi, thank you so very much for being here with us. Let me tell everyone a little bit about Candi. So, Candi Tebbs is a realtor specializing in new construction and works for SWP Custom Homes in Godley. Her life and work are grounded in relationships, resilience, and helping others feel supported. Born in Iowa and raised along the Mississippi River in Illinois, Candi has called Burleson, Texas home for over 30 years. It's where she raised her family while building a career that spans classrooms, construction sites, and closing tables. After 13 years with Burleson ISD, she transitioned from education into real estate, where she now helps clients turn floor plans into custom homes, and she's dang good at it. Known for her calm, steady presence, Candi has a gift for making the building process feel more seamless. Candi's story is also shaped by profound loss. After the drowning of her son, Clinton, in 2019, she stepped into grief advocacy and now serves as a grief share facilitator at Pathway Church in Burleson, bringing honesty and even humor to conversations most people don't know how to start. A graduate of Carl Sandburg College and Texas Women's University, Candi is a proud mother and grandmother who values connection. Equal part sunshine and strength, she's here to talk about building homes, rebuilding life, and why sometimes the best designs and the best healing don't follow a plan.
Welcome.
So glad you're here.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you for being here with us.
What an honor.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
excited.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you want to kind of like jump into how you got into this business? And
I do kind of want to jump into it.
Okay.
It was interesting because I was going through another bit of adversity in my life. I was going through a divorce.
Okay.
And an opportunity opened up for me, and I took it, and here I am.
Okay.
And I've said often, too, had I not gone through... If Clinton would have been the first bit of adversity that I experienced in my life, I do not know how different that would have looked. So I think that divorce...
It's like a death. It truly is.
Yes, it was rough, 17 years of marriage. But going through that first kind of prepared me in a way to handle something a little bit more traumatic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's an amazing outlook and way to look at it.
Thank you. I mean, it is true. I have thought about that a few times.
Yeah.
Like, what if I would have been completely like rose-colored glasses and life
everything is perfect,
wonderful.
Skittles and rainbows.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What drew you to the field and has kept you here?
I think that there was a draw of I really knew nothing about it. And starting out there, and I can remember, what do you know about floor plans? Tell me what you think about this. And I'm like, but I don't know anything about
Where'd you come
this.
from? What?
I came from an elementary school background.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm with children. I'm talking about ABCs 1, 2, 3s.
Right.
Now we have numbers on floor plans, but it's just there's
so
a lot different.
there's a lot to learn.
There is a lot to learn,
Yeah.
but it was wonderful. And it was like, and it draws you in, really, the people.
Yes.
Aren't the people amazing? I keep saying this almost every week. I'm saying
We say it almost every episode.
We do. The people in our industry are amazing.
Yes.
You need to come work in construction.
Yep.
I wonder how many other people say that about their field. What do you think?
I don't know. Surely we're not the only lucky ones.
Yeah.
I mean, not only is it the clients, but it's the people I work with.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, like they're pretty good guys.
Yeah.
I give them a lot of grief sometimes.
Yeah, but that's the fun part.
I can't let them know how great they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What fun would that be?
100%. Yeah. No, you got to keep some of that behind. Yeah. Use it for later. So what has your experience been like as a woman in construction? Has that, I mean, what exactly do you do? So let's kind of let our audience kind of know how you
What does Candi Tebbs do every day?
Yes, exactly.
So I feel like the word sales sounds suspicious.
It totally does.
Like everybody's
sales gets a bad rap.
Yeah. What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to sell me that I don't need?
Right.
So I am a relationship manager.
I like that.
Is the title. So I'm going to initiate contact, whether it's a website inquiry, whether you're coming in to see us, whether you call, you're getting initial conversation from me, and I'm explaining what we do. We build a custom home, SWP, and that's what's great about sales too, is when you've got a great product and you've got people who know what they're doing, and we put a lot of due diligence in the front end,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, to me, people don't know how valuable that is.
Well, it sets up their expectation on how the build is going to go.
Yes.
Especially if you're a first-time home buyer building your first home, right? You have no idea.
That's right.
Wouldn't you want to work with her? Her voice is so calming.
Yes.
I'm like, feel like I'm entering a spa or something, just hearing your voice.
We can all do this right now.
Right.
Have a little meditation.
Thanks, Xanica.
It's true. Sorry to get off. It's true though.
No. Yes, it is very relaxing.
Yeah.
It's very
You're
relaxing.
sweet. You're
So
sweet.
you're the first contact that a home buyer would have with your company.
Mm-hmm. And I'll do the scheduling. I do some logistics. And really, we're such a small company that we don't ever hand people off either. Because I know bigger companies who are more of a volume builder, they do that where they'll,
They kind of have to.
You have 3 or 4 different project managers.
There's no other way.
Right.
But we stay in close contact with people throughout so we're building relationships,
Yeah.
which is, the secret of life.
Right.
Amen, sister.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So, and that's important.
It is important.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But I think what I like is that I can be real with people, and I can encourage them to research other builders too as I'm talking to them, because I want them to be educated.
Right.
Yeah.
I want them to know what's out there, and I can guide them also on what good questions to ask, because I know we're good at that.
Right.
But go out there and find out, what's not going to work for you, what we might do a little bit better.
Right.
Where do you predominantly build?
We're in Johnson County, Hood County, mostly.
Which is cities are like Burleson, Godly.
Burleson, Godly,
Dallas. Okay.
Granbury. Yeah.
Okay.
South DFW.
And how long have you been there?
Like 18 years. I feel like a veteran. I am such a veteran.
Yeah, you are a veteran. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you're a realtor in addition. And they are good with that. And which is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, you probably help sell their homes as well.
So. As they do come in,
Yes,
several people have needed to sell a home, and I was able to help them with that. Yeah.
But you do others too.
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a spirit
jack
of
all trades.
Yeah, that I
jack
can.
of all trades.
Yeah.
Well, and you see it from 2 different perspectives, though, which really helps you, not only just sell the home, but also when a person's coming in to buy it, you know what they're looking for, because as you're selling, homes to other people, you know what they're looking for, what the questions are to ask. Like, your knowledge is on both sides of the fence there.
Yes.
So that's a great. I think,
it comes in handy because it does, it layers,
your knowledge.
Yeah. The value that I can bring, I feel like. And like selections, let's say, maybe something's going to give you a lot more in an appraisal, or when you're going to resell.
Yes.
There may be something like a trim carpenter.
And you would know that.
Yes. Storage, where Wes Thompson is known for just throwing storage in there, and people love it, and they comment on that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they do love it. So yeah, I think knowing about the other end of it is very helpful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you're helping them. Well, if you're not going to be here forever, if it's not their forever home, let me tell you what you need to put in it to help sell it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard for some people to think of too, because a lot of people do think that it's going to be their forever home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I think
go
people move every 5 years for the most part though,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How has your experience been like being a woman in construction? Like, can you walk through that journey?
Are we going to be real here?
Oh, we are
We're so real, girl.
They don't even cut up. They don't even cut out when we mess up because we want it to be
want that
real
rawness.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Well, mostly positive, right? Mostly positive. But there's been times like 15 years ago, I can remember several times walking out on a job site and getting a little extra attention, more attention than I wanted to get.
Yep. Yeah.
And luckily there's enough of our guys around where I've always felt safe.
Right.
Yeah.
That was never an issue for me. So yeah, but it's
a real thing.
It is a thing. Yeah. And it's something we have to be aware of.
Would you say it's gotten better as the years have gone on?
I'm less on a job site now because Wes has brought in a beautiful selections coordinator who is fabulous. And collectively, they have really upped our game on how beautiful our homes are looking now. I mean, they're gorgeous. And she is mostly on the job site now. I do want to tell her.
Be careful.
All the things.
Yeah, the things that you've learned.
Yeah.
I've noticed walking job sites now, though, it's a different mentality. I think that there's a different respect level from 18 years ago when I started, 100%. There was times I was the only woman out there. Most of the time I was the only woman out there, full of men, and I didn't know any of them because everybody's doing their
taser
parts.
or like
I didn't.
Pepper spray.
I always carried my keys on me. Is always like, to keep your keys. Like, I don't think taser was like a option 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And pepper spray was kind of on the market.
Yeah.
Cops use it.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just always, you weren't on your phone either.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, no.
So I was just always very aware, hyper aware. And usually I was visiting my crew that was there, or I was taking some basic measurements. It was always during the day, like smack middle in the day. So it was never early morning when it was dark or at night. I mean, it was always, my dad always made me very aware of how to protect myself as a woman and like what to be, hyper aware of my situations. And if my gut said, don't do something, don't do something. It said, don't get in an elevator with a stranger. Don't get in the elevator out of politeness.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
So
what a gift he gave you.
Oh yeah. And I do it with my daughter and she rolls her eyes, but that's what teenagers do. But
we're invincible at that age, aren't we?
Well, and I see it at a grocery stores all the time. Everybody's on their phone as they're walking. And nobody's paying attention.
It's so dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
In so many ways.
I like in my purse. I'm aware of where I leave it. Like I'm just hyper aware of those things, I think.
I know.
And I wonder, because you said it's changed a lot in 18 years, but I wonder if the job site's changed or if we've changed because we've aged, we're more wise, we're more self-aware.
Maybe.
We're not as invincible as we thought we once were.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's not part of it.
I just think the respect from the men is different because I used to be whistled at. I never see that now.
Oh, I haven't heard a whistle in forever.
Maybe that's because I've aged too. However,
oh yeah, that's because I'm old and crusty.
But I don't hear that even from the young girls. Usually if they're being harassed, it's like a one-on-one thing. It's not a group thing.
Oh,
you know, so it's somebody in particular that has made comments.
Yeah.
More than, you know, anything. And a lot of it isn't even just sexual harassment. It was comments of, oh, you're a woman. Why are you here? You don't belong here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, now I don't get any of that. I don't get either side. One maybe because I'm older, but you know, and the other one, maybe it's just my RBF. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad that you're not getting any of that because I was on a job site a few weeks ago walking houses, and I just would like to tell you what happened.
Yes, too.
So we were there with the builder that we were going to bring on, and everyone's in their hard hats. And of course, mine's like bright pink. You know, you can't miss me. I'm the only girl. There's, you know, about 4 builders from the builder, and then there's like 4 of us from JNS, right? And so anyways, everyone's introducing themselves. And one member of our team introduced our whole team to them instead of us just doing it by ourselves, and legit just skipped right on over me.
Oh.
And it was so uncomfortable. It made me feel this small, and didn't even like at the end go, oh, yeah. And this is Xanica. Like was going to just breeze on by. It's like, hi, I'm Xanica Scusa. I am director of sales.
One of your own team members.
Yes. I mean, I think that everyone kind of chuckled to kind of like make it not feel as uncomfortable as it was, but you could totally tell that like the builders from the other from the builder that we were, you know.
Was that addressed later?
You know, I still have not addressed it yet because I'm still piping hot, to be completely honest with you. And that has not happened in a really long time.
Yeah.
But I was very kind of like, wow.
And I'm sure you've gone through the checklist of why would that have happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not like there were 20 of us.
Right.
It wasn't like, I mean, it was 4 of them, 4 of us.
Right.
Like, and we were literally standing in a circle and everyone was going one by one. Like, you know, like, anyways.
Huh.
Well, we could get off on a whole different subject.
I could say a lot about that.
I could.
How would you
not be appropriate?
So how would you address that?
They saved the best for last, by the way. I'm Xanica Scusa. I'm with JNS Mechanical.
I love that.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. I would have inserted 100% in in
Well,
But
I did
you know,
thank him.
but you know,
I said, thank you so much for that intro. I did say that, which I had to. I had to say
You
that.
said
But
thank you so much for that introduction.
Yeah,
and
I
then
did.
said your name.
So
Yes.
you did.
I think
you
that's perfect.
self-introduced.
But I did not take him aside and say, hey, I
don't think you
really
need to
don't
after that.
appreciate that.
you handled it perfectly.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
But
if it happens again,
I'm
then I would address it.
still so
Mm-hmm.
just offended as a
you should be.
human.
Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As a
Anyway.
woman, too.
Anywho,
Very rude.
how would
Yes.
you have handled that, Candi?
You know, I'd like to say exactly the same way. But as we become smaller and smaller and we're feeling less confident, would we have made a choice not to say anything because we felt so small at the moment?
Or what if you were brand new?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That
actually
would
thought
be
about that
terrible.
later. If this was me when I first started this industry, I might not have said at the end, well, I certainly wouldn't have said, oh, well, thank you for that introduction, like kind of smart aleck. But I don't know if I would have said, and I'm Xanica Scusa. I'm right here. Hi, I'm a person in this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I probably
it
just to keep it.
high level, professional.
Yes.
Because you want to go.
Oh, you
do wanna go
totally
there.
want to go there.
Apparently
Yeah.
I'm a ghost.
Yeah, exactly. I might not have said anything when I was first entering this industry.
Mhm.
Yep.
Being
I understand
intimidated. I'm not intimidated by men anymore.
No.
I actually like to speak up and give my opinion and show value in the knowledge that I have.
Right.
But yeah, I went off on a tangent.
No.
No,
I
that
think
was a
this is
good
good
tangent.
because we have a lot of younger listeners too, right?
Mhm.
And we're also at an age in life where we're just not willing to put up with the BS anymore either.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And
No.
so It's just now a part of, we have that side of our brain that's like, oh, no, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. Whereas when we were younger, we didn't know what to say. We didn't know how to say it, what was respectful, but also putting somebody in their place. So I think how you handled it was...
Yeah.
The only thing I
Perfect.
would have wanted to speak to him very politely and respectfully about is, you have a daughter. Do you think you would have liked your daughter being skipped over in an introductory meeting?
That's a perfect way to pull him aside and say something.
How would that make you feel?
That was your wife or
for
child.
your daughter,
Yep.
or your wife, or
Yep.
Anyway,
that's a really good way to say it.
I like that.
we go down 18 squirrels.
No, I don't think that's a squirrel, though. I think that is an
I
experience.
think that's relative. Yeah.
To it. Want to look like the best builder and pro in town? Side with LP Smart Side Trim and Siding. It's the beauty of wood with a degree in engineering. It's the siding your client's dream home is made of, and it's a dream to work with. It looks like wood, feels like wood, but tastes like crazy. It's strong, stylish, and engineered to last. It's what makes a job well done. LP Smart Siding and Trim. Now that's smart. Kind of, we'll get back on track a little bit here.
Thank you for that.
What are you most proud about in your career so far?
I feel like our reputation as a builder. I feel like we are high quality. I feel like people know what an SWP Custom Homes house looks like. It just feels different. We've had a few people say that when they walk in. It just feels different. Well, what is it that feels different?
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And that's just maybe not something you can put your finger on, but it is bringing a warm climate to the build, being there for them, not handing them off, not afraid of communication, especially not just good news, but the bad news.
Right.
Bad news is hard to deliver.
But you have to.
You have to. And that's, let's talk about money. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Because this is the number one biggest investment that you're going to make, very likely.
Hello.
And it's we don't want to shy away from it. So I feel like our communication, I just feel like reputation.
I feel like you should be using her screens. Y'all do a high-end custom home.
Yeah, we should be.
We should be. I shall share my information with you.
Yeah. We love connecting people.
Absolutely.
So they can work together.
Yeah, I thought that as I was looking that up. I'm like, where?
Yep, we're all over DFW.
And they're
We go
the
to
best
Granbury
in the
all the
business.
time.
KJ Custom Screens are the best in the business.
I paid her to say that. I just want to let y'all know.
They really are.
Give her some
They
coffee.
really are. So, okay, let's get into it.
Here we go.
You've walked through something incredibly heavy with loss of your son. Do you want to start that off? My first question was kind of like, how has SWP been supportive for you and through that? But do you want to start somewhere else, or do you want to start with that?
I think that's a good question. Because in the beginning, I was at a different location. I was with Trennan and Amy over there.
What happened, first of all, just so that maybe that would be a good place to start off first.
That's a good point. Clinton Tebbs, he was 32 years old when he completed his life journey. And he got invited to go to the lake in Louisville and with a friend, and another friend had canceled. So he asked Clinton, because of course Clinton is going to be like, yeah, dude, I'm there.
Was he married, had children?
No, okay. Not married, no children.
Okay.
Yeah. And
just out of college, right?
Yes. Well, he had gone into the Navy.
Okay.
He was in the Navy for 7 years. He did electrical work in there.
Yeah, I didn't mean just out of, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, he was just fresh out of
came
college.
Back and went to school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got an electrical engineering degree from University of Iowa.
Wow.
And had just finished it on Mother's Day of 2019. And then 2 months later, this happens.
Okay.
So he went on a boat, and I got a call like 5 hours later that he had dove off. And I was still like in denial. Like, he's fine.
Right.
He's athletic. He's a strong swimmer.
He's in the Navy.
He's fine.
Right.
He's a squid.
Right.
And I just took a few more calls. and it wasn't sounding good. So I made a trip that night to Louisville, and arriving on the scene, it was like a movie because the yellow police tape was everywhere. The dive team was there. I remember walking up to the dive captain, just very matter of fact, like, what do we got here?
Right.
And he did look at me oddly like,
You're together.
Yeah. But I feel like in a 911 situation, I can operate
right
well.
And it probably hadn't set in, like it wasn't real.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
You're exactly right. Grief has a way, and life has a way of only allowing enough in that we can handle. And with trauma like that, it just has to seep in slowly, because that's a lot to take on when something just happens so quickly like that. But I remember saying, tell me what you got here. How long are we going to dive? It was weird to hear him say, we're going to look for his body tonight. And the word his body, I remember it still resonates with me. How I was like, okay, that's weird, but we're going to move past it. And the camera crews were already there from the news. The biggest camera lenses I had seen that were so long, and he was filming, and it was all happening. And he did say, if we don't find his body tonight, we'll come back in the morning. So we were back first thing, first light. It took several hours for them to find his body. And by that point, it was summer. So a lot of my friends who are teachers, and a lot of people there was probably 80 people at the lake that morning on Sunday at the end of July, just waiting and,
So did he get caught in do they know what happened?
We really don't. There was nothing on his body that showed anything like that. I think it just was where, I don't know whether he got discombobulated. That happens sometimes, where we feel like the surface is the wrong way. I don't know.
He wasn't.
We're never going to know.
We talked about this, but he wasn't heavily intoxicated.
Mm-mm.
So it wasn't anything that could have, that could be a reason.
Or a brain aneurysm or something medical.
Yes.
Obviously drinking, because how many of us go to the lake and on a boat and not having cocktails?
Yeah. Right.
So
but he wasn't they confirmed that he wasn't wasted.
Yeah. I think that it was, we're never going to know.
Right.
We're really never going to know.
Is that one of the hardest parts?
It is hard. And you know what I found myself really diving into in the beginning was near-death experiences. I read near-death experience books. I YouTubed it. I journaled about it. And I just wanted to know what he felt at that moment. Did he feel all those things? Because there's a pattern, right? Like they're all the same. It's like when you're passing into the next life and you see
the light at the end, whatever everybody says, right? There's a light.
And some people go into it and then they're told, nope, it's not your time.
Right.
And some people are accepted into that. So I just was so passionate at that time, newly into loss, about that. It became hugely important to me. It was very interesting. There's a lot of interesting things that happened throughout this.
Well, there's the stages of grief, right? There's just so many of them, and it takes you, every person's different about which stage you're entering and how long you're in that stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think the original stage theory was from, I hate to get this incorrect, but Elizabeth Kubler, when she was defining how a person with cancer or an illness where it was a fatal illness and the stages they were experiencing. And then I think the grief has come from there, where we definitely have stages, but they go back and forth.
Right.
Like you said, we're all over the place.
Right.
And there's no right or wrong way.
No.
You never know how you're going to do it.
Personal journey.
No.
Yeah. And that's what's so complicated with it. A lot of people at the 1 year mark, they feel like, oh, it's just going to be a relief. You know, there's going to be a subsiding of the pain, and it's going to.
I don't think as a mother that ever goes away.
Yeah. And I think even loss of spouse, loss really of anything, there's just still, I mean, the further away from you the loss is, I think it's a little easier. But if I mean, we grieve, we cry because we loved.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's so much pain. If we didn't love them.
You know, your parents are going to pass. You know, eventually your
Right.
spouse is going to pass. But a child is never supposed to pass before their parents, right?
Yes.
So there's something, in my opinion, that's different about a child versus anybody else.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. And in addition to that, the way that it happened and the kind of like mysteriousness, I guess, of like it, my aunt lost her son actually on my 40th birthday, or my 30th birthday. I'm sorry, my cousin. And, you know, he had a brain tumor and went through cancer and all of that. And like, again, that is never, I mean, she still grieves every single day. But like, there was like, when you know that there's like a reason, like, or like something that like caused it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's different than when like
just a boom,
just like out of nowhere.
Yep.
And again, like maybe we would understand if he wasn't a strong swimmer or if he wasn't athletic or if he
didn't know how. Yeah.
I mean, you know, like it never makes it easier. I'm just saying the understanding of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Well, and
the
cancer, you have a time to process it.
Yeah.
Even though the finality is still the same.
Yeah.
But you're processing it over some time. You had no time to process.
No time. Yeah. And that is definitely relevant, what you guys are saying, because the reason for the death really impacts how we grieve.
Yes.
Because even in cancer, I don't know that we're really ready because we still have hope.
Oh, yeah.
Because dealing in grief share with a lot of people who lost people to cancer, a lot of spouses, and that resonates so deeply. It's deeply seated in, we thought they were coming home. We thought they were getting better. They just had such a great day and they died. Right. So it's how it happens. And then if it's a violent crime, that's, you know, something that's a whole nother, I don't know how you get over that.
Right.
But just something so traumatic like Clinton's, who, it's just an accident. And how do you want to title it so much more than it was a terrible accident.
Yep. Right.
And
it's unimaginable.
How did you process the beginning? What would the first year look like for you? I mean, you said that you were really into the, you know, reading about the end of life, but how did you had other children?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a daughter, Corinne.
And how did y'all process that as a family, individually? How?
Shock is our friend. You know, we want to be in shock as long as we can. And then as it enters, first of all, the funeral was very important to Corinne and me. And we were very lucky because there were a lot of people who came in. A lot of the Navy guys came in. A lot of the people at the University of Iowa came down, and just family and friends. They were just, you know, when you die young, there's a lot of people who are still alive when we die young versus when we're 95.
That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah. But shock, disbelief, unable to, my body was heavy. It's like even sound, it took me so slow. I remember thinking everything's slow. When people would talk, it seemed like it took my head forever to look at them. It was just the weirdest, but understanding that when I see other people in grief share every week and I see that they can't speak and all they can do is cry, I can remember going back to that and being able to really not know what is happening. I got really lucky. Corinne and I were lucky. We had a friend meet us at Starbucks, and this man is Corinne's father-in-law, so he adores her, and he just wanted to shed some light, and this was the most profound thing for me because he used the element of water to explain this. But what he was explaining was avoidance and denial is not a successful way to heal. So his analogy was he wanted us to feel the pain. He did not want us to try to avoid it. And what he said is, you need to roll down the river, and you need to take the river as it comes. And there's times where the rapids will be roaring and you're going to be submerged. And there's times where there's calmness and peacefulness. And that's when you can float on your back and maybe see the sun. Maybe you're going to be able to hear the birds if you're far enough down your grief path to be able to hear it. You know, when it's new, like our senses aren't working.
Mm-mm.
You know, you can't hear those birds singing. You can't even see people straight. You can't think straight. But his point was, whatever you do, don't turn around and try to push it back. Don't try to push back the pain, because there's nothing there. There's nothing but hurt that will come from that in the long run. It's going to give you temporary relief because you're just going to go on about your day and pretend. It's just artificial, and you need to dive deep and you need to feel it. And he was so right, you know, and I think if I can give anybody advice, that would be what it is. Don't avoid it. Just feel it, no matter what it is, whether it's disrespect, anger, hateful, whatever. I was really lucky. I still am lucky to not have a lot of anger.
I was going to ask that.
I was afraid. I was so afraid of that. And I told Clinton's friends, there were a lot of his sweet, dear friends who spoke at his funeral. And I told those boys, I'm scared to death of hating you because you're alive. For no other reason. You're just alive. And I also told their mothers, who are dear friends of mine, I'm scared of hating you too, because your boys are here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
We need tissues, darn it.
I know.
We used to have some out here.
We have our hands. That's all we get.
Yep.
You can use my coat. One sleeve for you, one sleeve for
I'm going to
you.
use my pillow here.
But I'm also extremely blessed that when I said that to both of those peer groups of people, they were, and that's the beauty of being real, you know, is like I could tell them that and they understood it because they're grieving too. And it took me a while to realize that they're, because we're so self-absorbed and we're unable in the beginning to get outside of ourselves, that we can't see that other people are grieving. And the boys understood and they were like, makes sense. Yeah. And the moms, of course, were a little more emotional with it, but they understood it as well. And
especially the boys probably on the boat.
yeah.
Like, why were they alive? You know, they probably had guilt on top of it.
And some of them that weren't there on the boat feeling guilt because they weren't there.
Because he wasn't supposed to go.
Right.
No. And it has been said that he lived 60 some years in 32 years because he wasn't afraid to go to that concert when he got invited. He wasn't afraid to go on the boat.
And some people are.
Yeah. Or make excuses. I got to get up at 4 a.m. I can't go to that. When he was in the Navy, he lived in Central America. He went to Italy, lived in Hawaii. He loved it. He loved every part of it.
What's your favorite memory of him?
I have so many.
I'm sure.
He's here with, he lives with you every day.
That picture is the perfect picture of how crazy he is and how much fun he was, because his physical comedy was on point all the time. He had a lot of musicality too. So he played the drums, he played the guitar. Okay. And my favorite thing, and I always told him, when he would bust into Eric Clapton,
oh,
you look beautiful tonight, or wonderful tonight.
Right.
I was like, Clinton, dude.
Right.
You sing Eric Clapton so beautifully. He's like, thanks, Mom. Like, you really do. You sing it so, it's lovely.
And did you say like there was he took a million videos of himself like talking to the camera or singing or entertaining?
I'm so glad you have that.
Right.
Yes.
Those
they're so valuable.
Oh, yeah.
And the group text he had with these boys, like, there's times I could just hear him in the other room and he'd be laughing. And I'm like, what are you laughing at? Just silliness. Boys and silliness. But those boys were so close to him.
Do you watch those videos like often?
I go in phases. In the beginning, I couldn't.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I take that back. I had to watch them all the time.
Right.
Nonstop. And then I went through a phase where I couldn't bear to see it. I couldn't have the radio on. I couldn't, if a classic rock song came on, I would lose my mind. I couldn't quit crying. Anything that, but it's a phase.
Right.
Sometimes I want to see it. Sometimes I don't.
Right.
But yeah, he was athletic and funny, smart, competitive, loved CrossFit. Wow. Wanted everybody to just somehow move their body, didn't care. He wasn't discriminatory how we do it. He just wanted it to happen.
I totally feel like we would have been best friends.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what inspired you? When did you start helping other people?
Yes.
Like how far along were you before you felt like you were like, okay, I can help somebody through this? Or did you even feel like, okay, I can help somebody?
Which, by the way, is amazing because not everyone gets to that point or wants to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard stuff sometimes.
But like what, talk through what that looked like and when you came to that decision.
That's a good question. I had so much love and support.
Do you think that was key in it?
I do think that was important. And I think some of us are like, how can I pay this forward?
Okay.
Because this is important. And because I had so much love and support, and I know not everyone has that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's the mustard seed, right? Can we just make a little bit of a difference? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I, in the beginning, I felt like I couldn't, like a couple years in, it took me, so Grief Share is a program. It's 13 weeks long. And we discuss things like it's once a week. Like last night, it was Stuck in Grief. And we're nearing our end of our 13 weeks. But it's like regret, grief in family, grief in friends, anger, resentment. There's just a lot of different topics. And the agenda is we do an intro. Everyone watches a 30-minute video, which is beautifully edited. And then we have Q&A time. And that Q&A can be, sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes people are closed down. It just depends on the group. And, a lot of times the facilitators will share a little bit more, but there's times where it is deep and everybody in the circle is crying. And there's times when someone new comes in and they've just experienced grief and you can feel the room and the love and the connection from people who were just there. They were just feeling that pain not long ago. And it's such on a cellular level, you know, when you are talking with someone and your eyes meet and there's an exchange, whether it's verbal or whether it's nonverbal. It is just the most grand, beautiful thing that you can have in life, right? Like,
So would you say relationships, a lot of that is what has kind of gotten you through?
yeah.
Staying connected.
I think relationships are huge, but I think grief share in general is information. And to arm ourselves with information of where the triggers are coming from and what to expect and how to, you can't really avoid it,
Right.
but what to do. For example, my first Mother's Day, hard. Really, let's talk about every Mother's Day, right? It's not the first one. It's every one. It's every holiday. It's still a thing.
Right.
But walking into Kroger, hearing Mother's Day commercials.
Seeing Mother's Day cards.
Yeah. Dude, rough. Watching a mother with her child, especially if it's a child who looks like Clinton. And if I see sweetness, you know, it's just like, and sometimes it's the wonder, gosh, I hope I was that sweet to him. Gosh, I hope I was. You know, it's like, we're just human.
You have grandchildren?
I do.
Do any of your grandchildren remind you of him at all?
Yes. One has his namesake. So Dallas Ruth is 4. Clinton Samuel is about to be 2. And my daughter's pregnant with their 3rd baby due in June. Yeah.
Exciting.
What an honor.
It is such an honor. Yeah. And it's interesting because childbirth is how I used to describe. I had my first epiphany at week 3 after Clinton died. And I like to not call it a breakdown. I like to call it a breakthrough.
I like how you're redoing all the terminology. I'm turning it like into a positive. Did you do this back then, or is this what you've done over time?
I don't know.
I feel like that's your personality.
Maybe.
Don't you think?
I'd like to think my glass might be half full. Most of the time.
It is.
But it's not all the time, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
You're
I
good
do
at
feel like
spinning it though.
And I don't know if it's spinnable in the beginning. I think maybe when we can assess it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I go back and think, man, but I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
But week 3, I'm having my very first cry that was different from any cry that I'd ever had. And I've since given it a name, and I call it sirening. Because you know, like when a tornado siren goes off, and it's like, and how it stays there.
High alert.
Until my voice. So that's my voice. And it goes up until I run out of breath. But it was such an interesting time when I realized this is nothing I've ever experienced. This is a different level. This is agonizing. I feel it wave through my body.
Right.
The pain, the scream was so loud. I thought my neighbors were going to call the cops. I was scared.
Right.
Because I can hear myself.
But you can't stop yourself.
It's involuntary. You're exactly right. It was nothing I could control, but how it went up and it stayed up. So the wailing, like a bellowing, like when a friend told me one time, I was trying to explain this to him and he'd lost his wife, so he understood. But when he said a horse, when it bellows and it wails and it whinnies, and I looked that up and I'm like, that's so relatable. But the came in waves. The pain came through the body in waves, just like childbirth, just like we're in labor. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, giving birth to my son and how hard it was, and the labor pains that rolled in, and then they'd level out, and then they'd roll back in.
Yeah.
And how it became more intense as time went on, and then it would lessen a little bit, but giving birth to him was going to be the same kind of pain as losing him. And it was, what was I accomplishing in all this pain? What was happening?
Right. There wasn't a happy ending to this pain.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, what am I? I'm told, okay, I'm following directions. I'm not avoiding. I'm going towards it. I'm doing the right thing.
Stop?
Right.
Yes.
And it's like, what is it accomplishing? Love. That's it. That's what love looks like. It hurts sometimes, and then I can go on the humorous side. And who was it that wrote Love Hurts?
I feel like that's
An 80s band.
Yes, that's a song.
Yes,
it is.
I mean, I felt like John Cougar Mellencamp maybe wrote that. I don't know. But I mean,
I know what you're saying.
It was such a beautiful epiphany. And I still will siren a lot. And I'm always aware that, here it comes.
Right.
And it's usually when something's heavy. If I haven't cried in a while, maybe that's happening. But it's just the most interesting human thing that we can do.
I don't want to interrupt this thought, but I do want to ask you, is grief sharing throughout the country? Is it like a national? I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, so you can go on griefshare.org and you can plug in your zip code.
And it will tell you.
And it'll tell you who offers this class.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's in every state?
I believe so. I can't
that's
confirm
amazing.
that, but it's likely. Like I have different friends in different areas. I've researched Granbury. I've researched Burlington, Iowa. I've researched Fort Worth. Different people who come to me who I would like to encourage them to go check it out, see if they like it.
I assume it's a nonprofit.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grief Share.
I would, yeah.
Mhm.
Griefshare.com?
Yeah, griefshare.org.
.org.
Mhm.
I just don't know if everyone knows all the resources out there. And if they do they not want to they don't want to go through it because
It's
they want to
scary.
avoid the pain.
It's scary.
And they don't want to feel more pain.
And sometimes people don't want to share it with others, right? You're
Mhm.
afraid to
Right.
be, nobody will understand you. Right?
Yeah.
But having your testimony about how
It's changed and now you're a part of it
Yeah.
versus, you're always in it,
Yeah.
but now you're helping others. in
Yeah.
that.
We do encourage them when they have enough courage to show up, which it takes a lot of courage. We do ask that they come at least 3 weeks to get like a full, because we pull in a parking lot. We're like, do I want to go in there?
Right.
People are crying. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Right.
Do I want to go in there
Right.
and be real?
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
I'd rather sit here and avoid and deny.
Yep.
It's a lot
Right.
easier.
Oh, man.
Or
that
go
would
to
be
the
me.
bar or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too.
Coping
like
mechanisms.
exactly. Drugs, alcohol, you name it. There's
Retail
a list
therapy. Oh yeah.
of them. Consumerism.
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar. Yeah. I can
Working.
still.
People will throw themselves into their
Work.
jobs so they don't have to
Yes.
feel.
Yes.
There's all different things that you will do to avoid the pain.
You're exactly right.
So
Yeah.
what is it like? How do you help like individuals one-on-one? Like, do they reach out to you and say, will you meet me for coffee? Or is it just through grief sharing? Or what does that journey look like in you helping all these people?
It's mostly in a group,
okay.
but I did see a friend at my daughter's baby shower this past Sunday. She'd lost her son last year. And I did get her number and we are
Yeah.
going to meet for coffee.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And just last night in Grief Share, because of the weather,
Mhm.
we only had one man show up. So thankful that he showed up because had he not been there, we would have gone home.
Yeah.
And so there's 4 of us total in the group. But to have a solo person and he could, he's going through a lot. Not only has he lost his wife, but there's just a lot of things, other things
Right.
that he has going on. But the connection that we were able to have in that small group
Yeah.
is
it once a week? Is it
it's
twice
once a week?
Once a week for 13 weeks, right?
Yep, 13 weeks. Yeah.
How do you continue to honor your son today?
Well, I'm lucky when people text and DM me, whether it's videos. Every once in a while, I'll get a picture or video that I've never seen. And you talk about that being exciting. Like, that's super exciting.
Thank you for sharing that, because my aunt says the same thing. I love when I get a text that says like, Ryan was with me today, or like he made me this mix CD, like sharing that picture, or I should probably put it in the mail to her.
Yeah.
But like, thank you for sharing that, because I think for people on the other side, the loved ones, we never know how to handle it, and we never know how to best love you and comfort you and support you. And sometimes I think that people are really awkward and they don't want to bring it up because they feel like that might be hurting that person. But when you say, because my aunt says the same thing as you, is that when you feel like he's being honored and you get a text of a picture or whatever, that feels really good to you.
Yeah. Yes.
What does somebody say though? What are there any words that would make it better? Really, other than "I'm sorry for your loss," right? That's all you can really say.
And that seems insignificant.
It does. Well, to us, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I feel like it's an empty, dead thing that I'm saying to you. That doesn't do you any good.
And no card or like, like
flowers,
every sentiment seems.
I think I'm going to go back to, well, I lost my train of thought there.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. No. What you said was good, but I want to go back to that. I think, and we're all so different. I remember where I was going. I think people get scared. They're scared that they're going to make us cry.
Right.
And they say, oh, I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to feel bad. And a lot of families do that too.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to talk about Uncle Mel. We don't want you to feel bad. Where some people don't even have that luxury of bringing up the name, because we want to know they're not forgotten. Bring up the name. Please make me cry. Yeah. Please say the name. Please. Yeah. Okay. I dare you to make me cry today. I love it if we can talk about this. So that's a big thing.
Now, was that like that at the beginning for you, or was that as grief has moved on?
Yeah, that's been forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And crying and talking is difficult, right? Like, I want to be respectful of people's time. And when I'm crying, I'm like having to pull it together.
Right.
But yeah, I think that hugely, for me, it's important. And I feel like that becomes more commonplace as the death, it gets further away from us.
Right.
And not as many people talk about them anymore.
Right.
I think it is important.
Is there any advice you would give to somebody who's going through this right now?
Besides getting into Grief Share?
Yes, Grief Share would be number one. And I think connecting, we all have our things. We all bring assets to the table. And it's hard sometimes to assess who's good at what. And like, some people have good advice. Some people, you don't want to ask their advice.
Right.
They're just a great connection, and they're a good listener. Some people are going to be judgy, but yet they're funny. So it's like, it's hard sometimes because we're constantly changing and depending on our moods, but to assess what it is we need, and that's hard too, because it's constantly changing too. And when we're new in grief, it's hard to know what we want. We can't even think like that, really. Like, it's foreign. How do I know what I want? I can't think straight.
Right.
But if you can narrow it down to what it is you need and seek that person out, and also nobody can read our mind. And that's like, we get mad because our family doesn't talk about it, maybe. Mm-hmm. But if we said to our family, I sure wish you'd talk about fill in the blank. Wish you'd talk about Clinton.
Then they know. Oh,
then
great. Now I know that that's something you really want. And that would make you feel good.
Yes. And I feel like that's hugely important, that we either forget or we just don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know it.
Yeah. We don't know it.
No. And it's hard because, we do have certain people who bring something to the table for all of us.
Right.
But once a year, we gather. We've been gathering at my house since Clinton was a CrossFitter. We have CrossFit Burleson in Burleson who, for free, lets us come work out.
Oh, awesome.
And there was a gym in honor of him. And there was his gym in Iowa who created this workout. And it's in a CrossFit. The CrossFit community does that, where they create something as a memorial to honor that person.
Oh,
so every year we gather and we do that. But that's one way that we honor him too.
That's awesome.
It is.
What a beautiful story.
It's close. It's around the death days when we do it, at the end of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
need to get tissues.
I know.
I've been wiping my nose on this. I'm going to take this home and wash it. I did not expect this. I'm sure you didn't know what you were going to even come up and say. And
no,
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on and sharing this and being real and honest. And I know there's mothers and fathers and, like you said, spouses, parents,
sisters,
everybody going through something like this. And May is Mental Health Month, and we really wanted to talk about something that would, everybody experiences it, whether it's in construction or not.
Yeah.
The goal is to help people feel not so alone.
Yes.
And with so many mental health, things going on. And, I cannot thank you enough for sharing and also being so strong and brave that you're giving back and helping others go through it.
Yes.
And because that seems like that's hard. Like
probably part of your sanity though, too, right? You're honoring your son by doing this.
God, to share space with people when they're in the trenches and it's just dark and lonely and they don't know what's happening. Yeah. You talk about sacred. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, thank you.
We are going to have to end this.
No,
I can't believe it. I told you
your big 60th birthday.
We can end on something happy. Let's do that. Let's end on yes. So
you have a milestone coming up.
The big 6-0.
Which, by the way, you don't look a day over 40. So that's the first thing.
You.
Are you excited? Because I've been hearing about your big plans for like a year. Last year we talked about it when we went to lunch.
What are you doing?
Well, we were going to go to my brother and sister-in-law's lake house and have a big 60th bash.
Okay.
But my daughter and her husband are pregnant. So we have canceled the party.
Oh, no.
She's due in June.
She's due in June. And it's 2 weeks later. Right. It's the 4th of July. And we were going to have it. It's right around the 4th of July.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good.
So
we canceled it.
So is there going to be something like down the road?
It just maybe later. I am meeting 2 high school classmates in September in Florida. I'm doing that, which is going to be awesome.
Well, that'll be fun.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to find something. We'll do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
sure the birth of your third sweet grandbaby is going to be quite the celebration, but it is important for you to celebrate your big milestone.
When is your birthday?
July 7th.
So there's no way that baby would go 3 weeks.
No, I don't think so. Not on number
What's
3.
The due date?
I think they're gonna June 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're gonna take him.
Yeah.
I mean, she's gonna probably go.
Yeah. She'll be like, no, I'm not waiting.
Yeah. What an honor. Thank you, ladies.
Oh,
Thank you
absolutely.
so
Thank you so much for coming on and talking about this. It's a very sensitive subject, and I think everybody will learn something from this on how to deal with it on one end or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so appreciate your time and
strength.
Yes.
Yes. Your story is just, it really, I just feel it. I got chills. It's going to help someone.
I don't have chills because I'm hot all the time, but
that's a whole nother podcast that we could go down.
I'm like boiling over here. I couldn't get chills if I tried. Oh dear. Anyway, I know what you were saying by your chills.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have a laugh at the
you're good at that. You're good at that.
Thank you so much. And to our listeners, if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone that may need it, because these conversations are very important.
Yes, they are.
Xanica, close us out with a quote.
God doesn't waste pain. He redeems it. And through her loss, he is raising up a testimony that will carry others through theirs. You're doing amazing things.
That's beautiful.
Thank you for
Thank you
being
so
you.
much.
You're an amazing human. I'm grateful to know you and
I'm grateful
call
to have
a
met you.
friend.
100%.
Cheers, girls.
Aw.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you. Love you. Bye. Thank you.
BuildHERS Club is a production by Monarch Media Hub.
Recorded and edited by MZ Studios and executive produced by the amazing Abigail Thompson.
Hosted by me, Teresa Williams.
And me, Xanica Scusa. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, message us on Instagram at BuildHERS Club.
Or email us at hello@monarchmediahub.com. That's HELLO at monarchmediahub.com.
And as always, when commenting, please use grace. We're here to build each other up.